Hello, everybody. How's things going? Good, good, good. We've got pretty decent things going here. Got babies in most of the shrimp tanks. We've got CPDs going in quite a few tanks, still growing out. Today we got eggs from this tank, Not that tank yet. They're still a little too young, but they're getting there. They got the attitude and the practices going on. Just no eggs yet. And we got eggs from these guys. So 3 out of 4, not bad. Our only May survivor, though, so far, out of just putting them over here, has been these guys. But they're growing out all right. The mystery fry, I've counted up to 6 now. There's 3 right there, 1 there, 1 in the back, 1 over there. The others are floating around somewhere. But they're already big enough to be eating brine shrimp and everything. We've got baby shrimp on this rack as well. There you go. Same with this tank right here in the front. If it'll focus, maybe. It won't. Right there. Whatever. Anywho, got a lot of fish, a lot of shrimp. Oranges are still doing amazing things with their numbers. Reds are starting to come back up. Sorry about the messy water. It's water change day, same as every Sunday. Cull tank also got a nice water change today. I didn't realize how big the dwarf water lettuce was getting in their tank. They don't seem to be eating it when they're all mixed together, but when they're in their color-only tanks, they devour the roots, which is interesting. Blues are doing good. I just squeezed out those filters. I actually squeezed it into a bowl and then used the water to water my veggie garden today. One of our minnows is on his way out, though, unfortunately. Getting quite old. Nubius is still doing the same old, same old. I actually gave this tank a little bit of fertilizer today because it's been so long. I'm kind of encouraging it to continually get bigger. So we'll see how that goes. When I was doing the filter today, though, I did notice a few babies. Of course, I'm not going to be able to find them now. But there is still a grumpy shark in here, as you can see back there, kind of. Yeah, I don't see any out right now. Oh, wait, back there on the rocks. There's a few little guys. So they're keeping their numbers up. They're just hiding them in the rocks and in the brush down here, roots and everything. On to babies. We have many, many babies. These guys are mostly swimming now. I have no idea how many are in there. We'll figure it out eventually. I don't actually want to count the babies like total until they start getting up to the 10 gallons, because that's when I know they're already strong enough. They've survived for a while. And today's batch, I made a few shorts to show everybody about this stuff, but blow them around so you can get the gist of it. That's just the emerald dwarf rasbora eggs for today. There are tons. The CPDs. I put today's emerald dwarves in a new one because the ones from the I can't remember the date. 21st, I'm gonna say. It all fungused up. So this time I put 2 drops in, and I'm not going to change the water as frequently. So we'll see if that makes a difference, because these ones all, obviously they succeeded, but this was almost 100% failure. I think there might have been 1 in there. So I'm not really sure what I did different, but I'm going to try this one different, and we'll see what happens. The CPDs are actually starting to swim. Or not starting to swim, but they're starting to hatch. And because they're only to that stage, I put the rest of today's eggs in there. Blow them around a little bit, see if we can see them. I'm not worried about mixing them up or anything. I would assume moving them around in the methylene blue and away from any settling stuff would be good anyways. There's a couple eggs you can see now. But a few of them have started to hatch. Like a couple of the eggs have tails now, but no actual wall clingers or swimmers yet. So adding another batch of eggs won't affect the how much the older ones are going to eat the younger ones. Because I noticed before in my older videos when I was just putting them right in there, if you add them together for longer than 2 weeks, the ones that are the oldest will start eating the newest hatched ones. So I separate them 2 weeks, and I'm just going to stay with that here. These guys, they seem to, I don't know, they grow a little bit differently. Almost, I want to say slower, but not as well. Maybe because these fish are still new here. I don't know. Cultures are all still doing well. The emeralds had a ton of eggs, as you saw. I got to see them whenever I took the bowl and stuff out. They look pretty good. They're getting their stripes. This guy's a little noisy ever since I cleaned it. Must have some algae in there. So I cleaned both of these ones out because it wasn't pumping well. And I did the same thing to this one, but all I did was just wipe it, and they pump very well. These emeralds are doing good too. You'll just have to take my word for it. And there's all 4 shrimp. The cleaning crew. Whatever. They're doing well enough to produce quite a bit of fry now. So for May so far, we have all of these, these are harder to see. We've got those ones back there on the other side of the sponge as well. This is the only tank that I haven't replaced the sponge with, just an uncut one. These other 3 have sponges just shoved in there. I have found a few more escapees, so I'm assuming it's these ones. So whenever I catch them, I put them back in there. And for May, again, we have those 2. All of these swimmers. And whatever comes out of here. And I'll be pulling out May 28th, I believe, is the last egg harvest of the month. So we ended up with quite a bit of them. Well, so far. Like I said, I don't want to count them until they're big enough to move up to their 10-gallon, which has baby blues in it that we're not allowed to focus on. Why does my camera hate shrimp? But front wall, side walls, they're everywhere. And it looks like these guys just had some too. And so did this tank. This was the first one, and these guys as well. and onto this thing. Without having any actual testing equipment here anymore, because all of mine expired and I haven't bought any more, I'm just guessing that the pH is dropping in here, and the white cloud that keeps appearing is the um, coral and crushed shells and all that dissolving into the water. But because there's no filter or fish swimming around in there, it's just creating a cloud instead of dissolving into the column itself. So I'm just going to do bigger water changes on this tank, I guess. Or maybe find a fish that I want to keep in here. Maybe I'll get some, I don't know, white clouds. Let them do their thing in here. Maybe. But the plants are surviving every time they flip over. We got new growth here. We got new growth here, here, all over here. And the big ones that just got knocked over from today's water change. And on to the misty yellow tank. As you can see from its silhouette, it is quite a bit of moss now. And I keep reaching down and taking out little bits just to fill these spots. So, I mean, it looks like it's doing pretty good. But when it comes to doing pretty good, the yellows are numerous now. They are everywhere you look, in every size. From the big ones on the floor to the tiny ones on the glass. And most of the time, probably won't be now, but we can see one of the big moms almost always hanging on the bottom of these guys. Yep, there's one of them right there. I think that's one of the dads this time. I can't tell. It's upside down. But my green water tank is still quite green water. And then these jerks have made it in. So they're kind of a permanent staple in there now. Ruined my plans, but it's whatever. The green water still works. I feed the babies with it. If I don't feel I'm comfortable with that, I'll just take a siphon out of there and put it in. It's quite a long video already. I'm going to take you guys around and feed everybody anyways. We're going to use the big one. See if we can feed everybody in one bound. Let it settle a little bit. All right. Let's go and do babies first. Then we'll ploop. There you go. Babies as well. Ploop. There you go. The parents. These guys aren't really fun to watch yet. The little ones can be. The adult emeralds never come out though. They're terrified. Give these tiny guys a drop. That's good enough. More than enough for them. Let's give the random fry some. There you go. That one might go right for it. Maybe. Nope, it's food. Everybody run. All right. These guys will come up and get some. The males seem to be afraid of me in this tank, but the females aren't. They haven't realized that there's brine shrimp yet. They'll get there. The young guys, they'll almost eat right from me at this point. Sorry, I know it's not focusing good. My hands are all shaky. These ones. Most of the time they still run. We got a brave couple. It's because they're hungry. Nobody got breakfast yet today. It is, I believe, 1-ish p.m. These guys might come right up to me. Yeah. They gave me their first real good batch of eggs today. These were bred and raised here. Let's give to these guys. Trying to teach them like little raindrop noises mean food, and it seems to be working. Again, I apologize for my camera skills. All right, did we forget any fish down here? Yes. We'll feed the minnows. Look at this poor old guy, old girl. Like, I want to say 5, 6 years old, something like that, if not more. Okay, everybody here, son. They're used to be tapping on the glass. Then they'll come over. Oh, I lied. The shrimp do. One of them found it. All right, we'll take the rest upstairs, and we're gonna see the office tank. I think I said offish. Office. This got its first water change today. All I did was just scrape the rock just to get the algae off, and then took one of the normal size jugs, which is about 2.5 gallons of just the water out of the column. I did take the tiny runner off here and I put it back there. I just didn't want it to block up the front glass right away. They're all doing very, very well. No eggs yet, but they're going to be hungry. So we'll give them the rest. Let's see if they're calm enough to come eat. This tank is quite elderly. You can tell by the scratches, but it's been painted and resealed, so best option for now. They're just running from it instead. Ah, there we go. The boys are starting to get pretty good color. All right, I think I've kept you guys long enough. I appreciate you stopping by. And oh, before I forget again, I noticed something with this tank because, as I've said before, 3 blue lights are still on this side. 3, 4, 3 of them, and they have gone out on this side. Well, take a look at the plants in here. A runner, a runner, a runner, a runner. Then on the side with just white lights, they're alive and they're growing taller, but they have not spawned any runners. So I was wrong in the beginning about the blue lights on the blue LEDs in the lights. They do help plants quite a bit, apparently, unless that's just sheer luck. I did use more fertilizer in here today too. I'm going to try to keep this tank in tune with downstairs. So I'll add once a month the tablets that I put in there and the squirt ones for downstairs. So again, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.